How do you connect this? How do you connect two factories? A factory on the red factory and the green factory, which are separated by an ocean, which is about 6 miles in radius and 8 miles between them. The cost of building a bridge is 40,000 per mile, and the cost of building a road is 20,000 per mile. Now, you have three solutions. The black solution: build a bridge for 6 miles and a road for 20 miles. The total cost 400,000. Or you can use the red solution, which is build the bridge the whole way, which will be 10 multiplied by the cost of the bridge 40, which is 400,000. Or you can use the yellow solution. For example, take 4 miles of road and 7.2 miles of bridge, and you get 368. So how do you calculate the most cost-effective solution for this problem? Here is how I would do it as a programmer. First thing, I would create a number of variables. I'm going to first of all create all the required variables. That is the ocean width, which is equals to 6 miles. Land width, what I call that, land length, is equals to 8. Then cost of uh, bridge cost, actually let me just call this bridge cost, equals 40, and road cost equals 20. Remember, this is 20 per mile and the bridge is 40 per mile. So what is the solution? The solution here is to make a function that calculates the length of this given the length of this, because for each length of the road is going to have a different length of the hypotenuse, and so we need a function that can do that repetitively. So you're going to create a function def get, it's not get, it's actually calculate. You can use any name, but as a convention, you only use get for functions that actually get a value. But for calculate, you use calculate. Okay, it's just a convention. Calculate hypotenuse given what? The road length, or the road length. So remember the a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So this is what we are going to do. We're going to find the square root. In order to get the square root, you need to import math. That's fine. You're going to find the square root of. We are going to return math.qrt of what? Of a squared, which is this height, that is ocean width squared. Or let's put this in a parenthesis. Ocean width squared. Squared is that one. You add the length, the base. Remember, the base will be now this total length, that is the land length, subtract the road length, if that makes sense. So that will be the total length of the road, which is land length. Should be capital L. minus what you've put in here, then you square that, and then the sum of these squares, then you square root that, you'll get that. Okay, now having returned that, let us, for example, calculate, just to test the function, let's just calculate with the 4 meters, 4 miles of road. So we are going to print calculate hypotenuse. Let me rename this one. So calculate hypotenuse, calculate bridge length, and bridge length. Okay, given, pass 4 as a parameter, as an argument to that function, and see what you get. There is an error. Name ocean width is not defined. Width, I forgot a T here. Okay, try that one more time. Yeah, we have 7.2, which is what we got here. At least now we know that the function works. So we are going to comment out this one and put it below there in case we need to test anything else. Now we need to create an array of costs. Let me create an array of costs equals to an empty array, and also create an empty array of distances. We are going to work with number of distances. So distances equals an empty array. Okay. So for each distance, for d in distances, let me copy to avoid errors. I'm used to Spider, which just gives you suggestions, but this is Jupyter, does not give you solutions. What are we going to do? We are going to calculate the bridge length for that distance d. Then we multiply this with the cost of the road. Remember, this is the bridge distance, so we need to multiply that with the bridge cost, which is 40. Then you are going to put that in parentheses. Then you add, remember this, you are calculating the total cost of the project now, the bridge. So we are going to add this, will be the total cost of the bridge. And then we add the cost of the road, which will now be the d multiplied by the bridge, the road cost. Where is the road cost? This one, which will give you the total cost. Okay. Then you're going to assign this to a variable cost, total cost. Cost will be equals to that, and then we are going to append this to costs. Costs dot append total cost. Okay, I prefer to copy paste so that even if there's an error in the previous, it will not come haunting me. Now we have not defined distances. We're going to give distances to be a range of from 0 to the land length. So that we are going to start at the 0th kilometer to the 7th kilometer. And if it's the 8th kilometer, it's going to be just 400. In fact, we might just need to increase +1. +1. Why do I need to increase +1? because we have it starts at 0, which will be this point, comes to 7, which might be around this point. We also want the 8th, so that is I'm going to do that. Now let me print the costs. Let me print the costs and see what we have. Let me close this parenthesis. Let's see. We have another error. Don't need to put that. Yeah. So that is how it is. Now let us plot this. In order to plot this in a graph, we are going to import actually from matplotlib, import pyplot as plt. Then let's plot plt dot plot. The x-axis will have distances and the y-axis will have costs. Let's just see how that looks like for now. Yeah, looks something like this. We are going to put some labels. That's x. X is distances. Okay, so we get that graph. Yeah, so someone would ask, so what is the lowest cost? Let us print out the lowest costs. We are going to print min of costs, and actually add some statement here and say min least cost, minimum cost, and put a comma. Yeah, I think it's a variable argument, and send at. Okay, we want to get the index of that, so it's costs dot index mean cost. Okay, and then show you minimum cost at 5 miles. So yeah, that's how you achieve the shortest distance by going 5 miles of land. That will mean that you'll have to go 5 miles of land. Then the remaining distance will be bridge. In fact, we can add this here of, let's say, of land and comma check check is this function to calculate the length of the bridge, then take min cost cannot take mean costs. We cannot, that was an error. We are going to give it costs index mean. That is the paste that one here. I don't know whether you've got to look at this. That is 6 miles. Yeah. Of bridge. Now with that data, you can be able to advise your office that this is what we need to do. Right, and yeah, that's all. If you want to know more about programming, I share videos about programming, about data analysis, and a lot of other topics.